Loria Yeadon is here now. She is the president and CEO of the YMCA of Greater Seattle, and I so love your story and all that you're doing, and I'm glad to have you here on Amplified. Please share with us why you felt that it was important to get in the water.
Oh, first, Aisha, thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to shine a bright light on this very, very important issue. So as for me getting in the pool, the data tells the whole story. And the data, it speaks to more than just about me personally. It's about the community, the Black community, where so many people do not know how to swim. Growing up in rural America, I did not have access, as my family did, my extended family did not have access to pools. I grew up in this very rural town in Virginia, salt of the earth people. But there was only one pool in town in a country club. And we know the story there. The big issue for us is that when we would go to places where there was water, our parents would always tell us to stand back, avoid the water, because if we fell in, no one could save us. So that created fear and trepidation. And as a result, myself, my siblings, others in our community just did not learn how to swim. And we grew up having this fear of the water. So coming to the Y in 2019,
Yeah, the data says something like, and I was surprised to see this, something like 64% of Black kids don't have experience with swimming and with the water. And that is just, it's just amazing. And, 65% would actually like to swim, more if they could. So tell us why the YMCA and centers like the YMCA are just so critical. You kind of touched upon it when you mentioned the country club.
Yes. The YMCA is open to everyone. And whether you can afford swim lessons or not, you can come to the Y and you can learn. The Y has been on purpose to lower these barriers. Sometimes they're socioeconomic. Sometimes there are transportation barriers. Sometimes there's situations where people aren't inclined to come to learn how to swim because they don't see other people like them in and around the pools. The Y has made specific efforts to get more instructors who are of color, more lifeguards, and we're doing that outreach to community to come to the Y to learn how to swim. Not just youth, but their families. This is a family affair. And we know that when families get involved, kids are more likely to stay involved. We also know that 70% of African Americans across our great nation do not know how to swim. That's a problem.
Wow.
That is a public health problem that we need to address. But when I talk about the death statistics, Aisha, you'll understand it even more. When we look at kids who are between the ages of 5 and 19, kids of color between the ages of 5 and 19, they are 5 times more likely to drown than their white counterparts. When we look at young people, Black children between the ages of 11 and 12, they are 10 times more likely to drown than their white counterparts. Again, this is a public health issue, which is rooted in a lot of the fear and trepidation that I spoke of, a lot of the exclusionary practices that existed in the past. We have to overcome those, remove those historical barriers, and create a pathway for everyone to learn how to swim and be safe around water.
Yeah. Wow. This is the work that you're doing is so brilliant, and I never even think of it this way. So thank you so much, Loria Yeadon, for coming on and for sharing with us. And I hope that people are watching this thinking, yeah, I'm going to go find a YMCA and learn how to swim if I don't know how to. Thank you so much. We appreciated having you on.